So this is a prose poem, and the transition to poetry happened rather radically and idiosyncratically for me. I moved from an erstwhile banker and I moved to poetry rather late in my life. And there was a lot of answering to be done to audiences that I was apparently writing for, and I was angry. It's a slightly angst-ridden poem addressed to audiences who I don't know who they were at the time when I was writing. This is called Dimensions of a Swimming Pool for Narcissus. You wait in a world of headless lament, inversely comparing audiences and people. Who needs them, I say? You make waivers for Death and his fiancée, measuring politics of grief and loss in buckets, creating gods and his minions. A pool for Sisyphus' son? Did you know he drowns eventually, I say? I stand alone, comparing enophilia and my addiction to words. I count my children in reverse. I remember hysterical midnight scuffles, infinite sobs in between counting pages Pessoa may or may not have written. The book of disquiet, the weight of nothingness. All poetry is bricolage, you say. You're not Ashbury to carry the weight of your abstractions on your shoulder. You're a nobody. You're not Emily. What kind of poet are you? I'm a rhinoceros. And I'm also a nobody. I am convex, I say, curtaining the window. My poems have 2 doors and no exit. Every moment is always 2 moments, I say, measured in calipers. The width of the moment I hold on to, the breadth of the moment you let go. My poetry is the distance between these 2 moments, millimetered. However, the talk of my poetry is beyond the jurisdiction of your toolbox, because Narcissus swims in a different pool. Okay, so this one. Thank you. This poem is for my dad. I was reading Grey's Anatomy while most girls were reading Nancy Drew. He teaches anatomy. So my proximity with him is defined in bones. So this is for you, Dad. Polaroid picture of a face before rigor mortis sets in. This corpse is sculpted like Rudin hands, hands with history, bristling, barking fingers of caprice and tenderness. Now that is something Rilke would write. I write stuff, mostly abrupt prose in the guise of a poem, assemble word like morgue and metatarsal, hoping for a radical bonhomie of sorts. I grope the dead for nocturnal search engine optimized conversations, brazen but intimate, along the lines of arteries and veins, bleeding its bluest blue. I also write about the synovial joint and patella. These are the words I remember, among other words that are faint and feeble, calligraphed on a prescription letter. Cranium and mandible, pectorially girdled and insured. This is how I recognize bones from people, dads from doctors, who show their daughters Polaroid picture of faces before rigor mortis sets in. Thank you.